if you're 20 or 22, you're on the ground floor, follow it. I tell my kids who are, again, they're 22 and 24. I'm like, if I were getting started today, I would be doing engineering, because moving from the sort of stick-built world of the 1950s to whatever is going to be the 2050s, it's a huge technological transformation that's coming or that's happening. I'm too old to take advantage of it, but if you're 20 or 22, you're on the ground floor, follow it. Rather than thinking about flipping houses, why don't you think about manufacturing a massive battery storage facility in a neighborhood so that you can have a bunch of solar, store the energy for nighttime, and then power the homes at night? That's a huge problem everyone talks about. We're going to store, how are we going to have solar when we have, night or cloudy days? And I'm like, well, if you look at the technologies, there's really interesting technologies being done around battery storage and massive commercial scale battery. How do you put
You test it out in the land bank first, and then.
So maybe the land bank has a vacant lot that they repurpose and they put in a huge battery bank on that lot. So that kind of thinking, our world requires people to connect the dots that way. I'm going to build the battery. It's not as sexy, but it's really critically important to make this whole block sustainable. I need to have local energy. I find those problems to be really fascinating. And I feel like, if we were sitting here 20 years from now, this concept of a neighborhood battery storage block, every neighborhood would have one.
Right.
It wouldn't even be a thing. Every neighborhood would be built with solar on the roof. It would be a thing. You build a house, you don't put shingles on it, you put solar panels. You put, small wind turbines that are, the size of this table, not a 250-foot.
Right.
Every house has a little turbine. We're going to invent those technologies, and they're going to become ubiquitous. And whoever owns the company that built it is going to do great because they're going to sell a shit ton of turbines. But somebody has to invent it. Somebody has to commercialize it. Somebody has to make it scalable.